Hello YouTube! Back with another exciting Nikelab ACG review, this time of the iconic Alpine from 2016. So this was like the 2-in-1, one of the first pieces that I really wanted to have in the realm of techwear. And I wasn't the only one because the retail prices of this jacket are quite significant. But after a rigorous search, I finally found one about a year and a half ago. I realize now that in the 2-in-1 video, I didn't really talk about Nikelab ACG as a brand, so I would like to take this opportunity to do so. In 2014, Errolson Yu was asked by Nike to revive the All Conditions gear line from Nike, which was very focused on outdoor gear. Well, he was asked earlier, obviously, because it launched in 2014, you get what I mean. The reason Errolson Yu was asked was to push ACG away from the hiker Gorp core it was known for and bring some acronym design to the table, making it more for the athlete in the city, as Errolson said so himself. The result is a very sleek, outdoor-inspired, but much more futuristic-looking athleisure design for an urban environment, but still weather-ready, utilizing Nike's own garment tech like Flyknit, Dry Fit, and Tech Fleece, combining that with Gore-Tex shells like this one. Sporting the tagline, ACG means all conditions gear, and all conditions means all conditions, which is printed on, I think, most garments, suggesting that protection from the elements is the core value of the brand. The overall look has evolved quite a bit through the years. The first season in 2014 was very black oriented, hinting much to that dark acronym aesthetic. But in later seasons, Errolson started to experiment with bolder colors and pattern designs, bringing something quite unique to the table every season. The different seasons were met with mixed enthusiasm though. From what I understood, the first 3 years sold out pretty fast, resulting in high above retail resale prices of the pieces, as opposed to the last 2 years, from which many garments ended up in the outlets and resell for half of retail or less. This did, however, cause the later pieces to become quite accessible for techwear enthusiasts on a smaller budget or just getting interested like I was myself not too long ago. I mean, the retail price of Nikelab ACG was still quite significant for the average person, I think, and with shells retailing at about 600 euros and pants at about 250. So half of that is actually a quite good deal to enjoy some acronym design and try it out, making it a much better introduction to the techwear lifestyle than buying cheap Taobao knockoff brands that only copy the acronym aesthetic but don't bring the actual fabric tech or thought out utilitarian design to the table. Because I do think you need to try this out to understand why it's worth it to pay so much money for a very well designed and constructed garment. In the last 2 years, Errolson was also joined by Jonas Schneider, a designer who had worked for Acronym previously. Together they also added some designs specifically for women to the mix, which I think was very interesting since the whole techwear society and fashion offering is still very male dominated and oriented, even though that is starting to change a little bit. But sadly enough, the women's ACG designs were even less popular, causing them to hit the outlets en masse and resell for absolute steal prices. Lucky for me though, this resulted in me being able to pick some really nice pieces up for All Conditions Girl years after release in dead stock condition, which I absolutely love personally. I think they really nailed the mix of feminine cuts with very cool, futuristic looking and sporty designs. All right, so now to the Alpine. An Alpine jacket is, as the name suggests, a jacket that is originally meant for mountaineering or skiing. Many outdoor brands have one or more models in their range, and with this Alpine, Errolson takes the quite recognizable design with the hood and the high collar and gives it an urban flavor. I'm going to touch on the different features starting from the top, moving down to the bottom. The collar is very high, giving you much protection from wind and cold for your mouth and neck. And when worn done up, it obviously nails the techwear aesthetic most people love, and which is probably one of the reasons this is, to this day, 4 years after its release, still a very sought after piece. When worn with the neck open, it gives a very different look again, especially because of the asymmetrical zipper placing. I have also seen people wearing the collar folded inwards, but I have not found a way for myself to make that look good. Then with the hood pulled over your head, there's also a variety of ways you can wear it, making it an extremely versatile jacket in relation to styling, with the hood all zipped up as a funnel being the most weather-ready option. There are buttons on the inside of the hood to wear it folded inwards, I think, to keep wind, rain and snow out while retaining vision of your surroundings. I do think that looks kind of dorky though, and it's not very comfortable per se. As I already mentioned, the zipper is asymmetrically placed, a two-way YKK Vislon zipper like on most Nikelab ACG jackets as far as I know, which is great and allows for very different styling and breathability options. There's also a second zipper opening on the side, which allows you to open up the middle of the hood, or the collar, if you will, like this. So then you have it completely open at the front. And then you also have these buttons you can use to keep this flap a bit more like this, I guess. Which I guess is a cool option. To be honest, I've never worn it like this because I don't think it necessarily looks very cool. There are two zippers in the armpits, which is really great for when you're being active in the jacket, like biking or skiing, though I have not skied in this myself. There's also a zipper in the neck for integration with an insulator. For those of you who don't know, the zipper in the Nikelab ACG jackets is the exact same one as the Oxzip used in the acronym jackets. At least the J1A GT can perfectly be paired with my Metamorphosis, so I kind of presume that the J58 would also zip into the Alpine. Another fun fact is that a medium liner has a smaller Oxzip than a large shell. I used to have the deploy jacket in large, which did not match my medium Metamorphosis, but a shell in small, like my 2-in-1, does have the same Oxzip as medium liners. So this might be useful info, since it is not written or described on any official sites. At least I have searched for it a lot and not found it, so I had to find out myself through experience, so here it is. Then there are quite a few pockets, of course. There is a big chest pocket on the left, very conveniently placed if you are right-handed. Usually keep my phone there. Very quick access. It's flat so the phone doesn't bounce around too much. Then behind that is a deep pocket accessible from the left through a diagonal zipper, and a similar one on the right with zippers opening in the opposite directions. Great pockets to just drop something in quickly because they are very deep, like your mask or keys or gloves or headphones. And then there is a smaller pocket on the inside for more secure stuff like cards, wallets and whatnot. Also, there are two small holes in the pockets on the left, one going from the deep pocket to the inner pocket and one going from the inner pocket to the inside of the jacket, through which you can pull your headphone cord, if you, of course, are still living in 2016 and use wired headphones, lol. Then lastly, there are two pockets on the sides, which go to the front and to the back, which is really convenient if you want to place a lot of things in your pocket or separate them or want to lose things in your pockets. You know, the thing is that since I've been wearing clothes with a lot of pockets, I am constantly losing my things in the pockets, because I always forget in which pockets I put them. So if I'm, for instance, wearing this jacket, which has 6 pockets, and then also wear the Metamorphosis, which has 5 pockets, and then wear, for instance, an acronym P30, which has 10 pockets, a man has 21 pockets. What the fuck? If you also have this first world pocket dilemma, please let me know in the comments below. I just really wonder if I'm just a dork or if more people suffer this side effect of Techwear. I mean, seriously, let me know. I need to talk to someone about this. Anyway, some less interesting maybe, but still worth mentioning features are the drawstring in the back of the hood to keep it tight. Same thing on the bottom. Velcro on the sleeves, and the fact that the branding in black is actually 3M, so it will light up if light hits it. Quite a useful feature in the city when walking or biking in the street at night in badly lit areas. So that about covers it. It's a really cool jacket. I'm really glad I found it after quite a search. I will be selling it though. It might already be sold by the time this video goes online, because even though I enjoyed it very much, I just don't think the Alpine model is really my thing. I don't really like the hood always being there, especially when wearing a hoodie. Some other downsides include the main zipper. It doesn't run very smooth. It's sewn very close to the jacket, which will also at some point, I think, damage the jacket if you use the zipper too much. That hasn't really happened that much yet though, luckily, but it might. Also, the armpit zippers close towards the outside, which leaves the zipper handles, when the zipper is closed, at exactly the same height next to your body. So when you walk and you move your arms, the zipper handles will like meet and touch each other, which I have found to be super annoying. That is why I usually would leave one a bit open, so that does not happen. But if it's really cold and there's a strong wind, you would want to have them closed. So in that case, I think that's actually a real problem. I also have owned the deploy jacket, as I mentioned before, which also had zippers in the armpits, but those zippers closed in the middle. That was actually a much better design because, well, then you didn't have this issue. The deploy jacket was released 2 years later though, so that might be an updated design. Erlson being quite well known for constantly updating his designs and improving the garments. Also, the hood, when fully closed, really keeps rain and wind and snow out of your face, but also very much obstructs your side vision, which makes it, when wearing on a bike, quite dangerous because you can't look behind you. So I think that also might make the jacket a bit more fitted for skiing or mountaineering, what the model was meant for in the first place, of course. And in that aspect, fits the Nikelab ACG range a bit less well than, for instance, the 2-in-1 jackets or the blazers or the parkas, which have much more of an urban feel with the stowaway hoods or hoods that can be removed and have much more of a city commuter feel, whereas this is more alpine skier, if you know what I mean. Still, I enjoyed the jacket very much, and hopefully someone else will enjoy it even more, because there's still a lot of life in it, and because the previous owner, as well as I, took very good care of it. Let me know how you guys feel about this jacket. Was it, or is it still one of your grails too? Or do you think it's really lame and just looks like a ski jacket? Or do you actually think this is like the quintessential Techwear piece and that I should really shut the fuck up? It doesn't matter. Let me know. Love to talk to you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. And I guess I will see you in the next one. Then stay safe and healthy, and bye.